Looking to trade your old bulk for some of the latest Pokemon booster boxes? Well, check ccgcastle.com. The process is very simple. Send in 1400 cards and get a brand new sealed booster box back. We ship boxes worldwide for free once we get your cards. Make sure to check video description or check ccgcastle.com for more informations.
How's it going, Pokefans? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, I'm gonna show you the top 8 deck list from this year World Championship, of course Master Division. So the YouTuber named Tablumon managed to came to the top 8 with this build. So first of all, congratulations to him. And he played this Mega Gardevoir-GX deck list. I think that one more guy from Mexico managed to get to the top 8 with probably the same list. I'm not sure, but definitely need to check that. And yeah, I was watched a little bit live stream, and I must say that plenty of players actually attempt to play Gardevoir-Drampa or Gardevoir-Espeon decks. And good counter to those deck or to those type of the decks was definitely Gardevoir-GX. Also, plenty players from Japan attempt to play with Gardevoir-GX. Also very interesting deck. It's definitely good for the Gardevoir-Drampa and the Gardevoir-Espeon matches, mainly with that Acerola and with the Guzma, because you don't need too many item cards to set, and you can simply strike for 120 and force your opponent to set up and discard so many trainer cards, and you can then simply end the game with the Gardevoir. So yeah, Gardevoir, 2030 HP Fairy Pokemon, weakness on metal and resistance -20 to darkness, to retreat cost. So probably there was not too many Metagross GX decks around. That's the reason why Gardevoir managed to top 8. But also the good thing about this Pokemon is the fact that he can strike for only 1 energy card. And let's say if your opponent active Pokemon is Drampa-GX, for example, that Drampa will need like 3 energy cards in order to use that Berserk, and that's already 90 damage counters with Infinitive Force. And if you have that Fair Energy and Choice Band, you can hit for 150, and if you decide to use Secret Spring, get it and 1 more energy from your hand, you can go for the 1-hit knockout against Drampa just like that. The same thing can be applied for the Gardevoir, and also in the late game or mid to late game, you can simply Twin Light GX once you manage to knock out, for example, all Golisapods or all Drampas. You can just use Twin Light GX and shuffle 10 item cards back from your discard pile to your deck, and again, Gardevoir will not be able to hit for more than 20. In my opinion, that's just amazing and definitely counter to those Gardevoir decks. In my opinion, I actually think that this Gardevoir-GX deck will probably win Worlds this year, and I have very good clue that Pablo can do that, and I actually hope that he's gonna win Worlds just because he decided to build something different than probably 80% of the players this year. So he didn't want to play that annoying Gardevoir deck. So yeah, pretty much thumbs up for the creativity. So he ran 4-3-3 line of the Ralts, Kirlia, and of course Gardevoir-GX, and also one tech was the Gallade with Premonition, so 150 HP with Sensitive Blade and double Course Energy. You can also 1-hit knockout Drampa with Berserk just like that. The bad thing is that Gallade actually has weakness on Psychic, so it can easily be countered with the Gardevoir on the other side. But 130 plus Premonition, that's just amazing. On the other side, he also played 1 copy of Octillery, which makes a lot of sense, mainly because in the late game he don't need to worry too much about being M. And of course, there is one Diancie with that Sparkling Wish, which can allow you simply to search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon, and then you can just put a Pokemon to evolve it and then shuffle it. So basically, when you do that, the Potown will not be effective for those 3 damage counters. And also, it's much better in my opinion and faster much better in my opinion than Alolan Vulpix, just because your opponent can simply disrupt your hand with N and then you just waste that beacon for nothing. So moving on to the item cards, pretty much, I should say pretty much staple item card list. The only thing that actually I would probably run ×2 is that Field Blower, but mainly because you can just simply use that Twin Light GX. You can always reshuffle that Field Blower back into your deck, so it makes a lot of sense to play only one copy of it. Mainly it's a good card to disrupt Garbodor with the Garbotoxin, so you can just use that Secret Spring, and you're also going to be able to draw cards with a Beazle hand. So at least one copy of Field Blower is what you need to have, and that's how many of them he ran. 3 rare candies, in my opinion, pretty much sweet spot. 4 would be overkill, mainly because of that also GX attack, but there is also Diancie and the Tapu Lele for the Bridget, so you can just simply bridge it turn 1, turn 2 you can let's say draw 1 or 2 Kirlias, or you can maybe just hit 1 Kirlia, 1 rare candy, and Ultra Ball, and you can have a Gardevoir-GX Kirlia. So that's the reason why you don't need more than 3. In the oldest format, in the older formats, 4 rare candies was staples back then when the Blastoise was big deal. He also ran 2 rescue stretchers, also makes a lot of sense, as well as 4 copies of the Ultra Ball. Moving on to the V-Seekers, 4 copies of V-Seekers in this build, for the best consistency, of course. And then supporter line, a little bit different. I saw a lot of players actually play double Guzma, but he decided to play 1 Guzma, 1 Lysandra, and I actually like that, mainly because there is no free retreat Pokemon in this deck. So the best thing you can do is you can play Guzma from 1 to other Gardevoir, but sometimes you really don't want to do that, so you really want to have second chance using Lysandra, for example, and keeping your active Pokemon in the active position. So that's the reason why he ran 1 Guzma and 1 Lysandra. Also, pretty much staple Bridget, and he decided to take also 1 Fisherman. So with the Fisherman, he was able to recycle basic energies and then drop them with the Beazle hand. So that's also pretty cool. Tech, as well as 1 copy of Hex Maniac. In a mirror match, Hex Maniac can help a lot. In some other matchups, Hex Maniac can also help to disrupt opponent abilities. 7 drop supporters, 3 copies of N and 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, 1 copy of Teammates, which is a very, very nice and powerful card in standard format, current standard format, but of course it will go out of the rotation. 2 copies of Choice Band for extra damage and 2 copies of Flowstone for the free retreat. And then 1 very interesting special energy on this deck list, which is a Wonder Energy. So this card can only be attached, of course, to Fairy Pokemon, and you can basically prevent all effects of your opponent attacks. Expect damage done to the damage done to the Fairy Pokemon this card is attached. So preventing all effects of an opponent's attack means that if your opponent can confuse your Gardevoir, as long as you have Wonder Energy, that's not going to happen. So against Espeon GX decks, Wonder Energy is just pretty cool tech. Also 4 copies of Double Course Energies and 7 regular Fairy Energies was on this deck list. So once again, today is a top 8. Pretty much really want to say good luck to everyone who managed to get to the top 8, and congratulations once again to everyone. Yeah, obviously my favorite player for this year is Pablo. So I hope he's gonna win Worlds this year, and I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. So that was his deck list that he used to get into the top 8. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you have any questions, make sure to leave comments below. Also check his YouTube channel. You can find the link in the video description. So for the more videos, stay tuned. Have a nice day, and goodbye.